It's day 2 here in Salt Lake City, and wow, do we have a packed day of climbing. We're starting off with the men's semi-finals, then it's the entire speed competition before finishing with the men's boulder finals. It's going to be wild, so let's get cracking. The men's semi-finals was a highly entertaining round, one of the best I can remember. There was an interesting set of boulders, and the athletes seemed to do everything possible to find unique ways through them. Just getting the last place into finals was Japan's Sota Amagasa. He had a brilliant flash of the barely climbed boulder 2. It had a hard last sequence with a possible knee bar and drop knees, but Sota went for the savage shoulder solution. Serato and Raku sent the first climb in just 2 attempts and set him up well for the rest of the round. He'll join his teammate Sota in finals, but qualifying 1 place higher. Enjoying showing his pure physicality on boulder 3 was Yannick Floe. Only 2 athletes managed the climb, and mainly because of the hard last sequence of moves. It finished with a brutal slopey crimp to a blocked final hold. Tough stuff from the German athlete. Japan's Meiichi Narasaki goes into the finals in 3rd place. He climbed 2 boulders out of the 4, but got zones in the other 2. He was particularly impressive on the final technical slab. Continuing his amazing run of form from qualifying is Jan-Luca Posch. He had fewer attempts on climbs than Meiichi, but also sent the last 2 climbs, flashing the first slab. Putting on a masterclass is Jan's Austrian teammate Jakob Schubert. He had a masterful semi-finals, climbing more boulders than anyone else, including the super physical boulder 2. Strong shoulders from a legend. We have just finished the semi-final round, and what a round it was. I mean, Alana, so much to talk about, which we can't, but any big highlight for you?
Probably the highlight was Yoshiyuki on the 4th boulder. When he was doing the lâcher, he jumped onto the volume, then jumped back, then jumped onto the volume and back. And 4 times, I think it was. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah. It was absolutely wild. There was lots that happened, so make sure you go and see it. Yes. But Alana, I want to talk about you retiring, because this is your last World Cup. Mm-hmm. Obviously OQS, but this is it for World Cups.
Yeah. It maybe is less emotional for me because OQS is coming up so quickly in maybe 10 days now. But yeah, it's sad. It's a bit of an end of an era.
It truly is, and I know people watching at home.
For me, that is.
Yes.
I'm not trying to say it's...
No, we'll carry on, don't worry, but Alana will stop. But Alana, I know everyone back at home, thank you so much for all your climbing and amazing commentary, and I'm sure we'll see you back here at some point, especially in the commentary box.
I hope so.
Definitely. Now, Alana talked about Yoshiyuki jumping back and forth, and we actually spent some time with one of the route setters talking about that boulder. So let's find out more. So men's boulder 4 appears to have no handholds and no footholds towards the top. So I'm here with Wojtek. Wojtek, what on earth is going on that top section? Are the athletes meant to levitate? Like, how do they get to the top?
Yeah, you kind of enter the zone, and then you need to take a huge swing, kind of swing your body almost vertical, and then you kind of run through the whole section to get to a point when you stand on the last foothold, the second last foothold, and then there's one sketchy move to the top, but basically you run through the section to get to the no-hand position.
Okay. See, what I'm confused about with this is, it looks to me like you basically have to stretch out the move. You stand on that foot and you stretch towards the last hold. So how do you balance that with athletes who are taller and athletes who are shorter?
Yeah, we kind of like played the game not being to be fair to everyone. So yeah, at first it was like a height dependent. So we always trying to figure out not to be height dependent. So we kind of playing with the handholds to be, in the exact spot where it's very fair for everyone.
Okay, so you've got an idea of the heights, and you obviously don't set a boulder that's impossible for some athletes.
Yeah, of course. It depends on the field, but basically we have some height climbers and also very small climbers. So we need to play this game a lot. Yeah.
Are you expecting anyone to jump to that top? Is it possible to hold the crimp on a jump?
Not really. I mean, basically it's not a crimp. It's a foothold. It's for one or maybe two fingers. So basically now you have to be standing on the foothold to grab the top hold, which is basically a foothold.
Well, I know you came up with this boulder. It looks awesome, and we've seen it in action already. It's backstage, minutes before the finals, and I've got a very special, a new co-commentator here. Alex, look, you are arguably the most famous climber in the entire world, but people know you more for rock climbing. So why are you here doing this?
Well, honestly, I'm here because I'm potentially going to the Olympics this summer, and so I need to learn how to commentate / just learn what's going on at competitions a little bit. But I actually grew up climbing in the gym. I grew up doing youth competitions. I just was never any good, so I didn't wind up competing at this level. But I've climbed in the gym my entire life.
I just on a personal level, the fact I get to teach you something is just outrageous. It's just a very weird moment in my life.
No.
You said about climbing indoors, like you got 2 kids. Presumably you are in a gym quite a lot.
Yeah, especially right now with a baby and a toddler, like where I'm gym climbing a lot. But throughout my entire life, even when I've been climbing the biggest things outdoors, I still climb in gyms whenever I'm in cities, whenever I'm traveling. I mean, they're just so convenient. And they're only becoming more convenient. I mean, gyms, with the growth of climbing, they're just great facilities everywhere. So it's just such an easy way to climb.
There tend to be some people who think in 2 ways, like there's rock climbing and then there's like plastic climbing, and the two shouldn't mix. But for me personally, like seeing these guys push the limits of our sport in a different way from someone like you pushing your limits, I find that super inspiring. Like, do you like indoor climbing? Does it inspire you?
Oh yeah, I'm just as inspired by indoor climbing. I mean, realistically, you become a better climber by climbing indoors, and then you can apply those skills outdoors. You can apply that strength outdoors. But really, this is the distilled version of climbing. You take away the rain and the bugs and all the other things of the outdoors, and like this is the pure movement of climbing.
And you watched the semi-final here today, and something you said to me was it was wild, the different beats the athletes were using. Was that the main thing you picked up from that semi-final run?
Well, I think, yeah, I was impressed how quickly each competitor solves the puzzle and how quickly they learn, because they might try one thing and then the next go they've mastered the movement, or within 2 tries they've mastered some super complicated series of moves. And I was like, I've just never really seen climbers learn that quickly. And it's something that I think I hadn't, I've obviously watched the live streams and watched the commentary and things online, but watching it in person, when you just see the full, you can just understand the puzzle more. I don't know, and just the crowd and just feeling the vibe. Like, I'd never realized that if you qualify in first, you're just the last person, you're just alone out there with the whole crowd just watching you try one problem. And I just couldn't imagine the patience required from some of the competitors to force themselves to rest for, sometimes a minute while the whole freaking arena is just looking at them. I don't know, it felt like more of a thing in real life, I felt like.
Well, I can't wait to ask you about the mental game on the live stream, because you're obviously someone with a notoriously good headspace. So that's going to be fascinating. And just to tease you guys, we're going to try to get Alex on some of the women's finals boulders tomorrow. Cool. That is the plan. So make sure you subscribe to the show to see Alex on one of those. And now it's time to flip over and have a look at the finals highlights. Time for boulder. And the first climb was a slab with 2 coordination sections, starting off with a launch around the corner. Once that was finished, the athletes had to work on their feet movements to latch a final crimp. Austria's Jakob Schubert started off his finals well, working out those double sequences. Right, starts this swing, better from Jakob.
Wow.
Speeding through now, rocks up towards the zone hold.
Wow.
He'll have time for just a breath, but he'll have to go.
My hands are sweating.
Oh, it's so intense, isn't it? And is he going to get the foot up? Because that took him time. He's only got 10 seconds. He can't. He's just got to do it. No, he's going to put the foot. 5 seconds. You'll hear the buzzers. This is a real last chance. He's got it, and he has got it.
Wow. Incredible. And you can hear the crowd going wild.
Boulder 2 seemed to be the hardest of the set. Powerful moves that everyone struggled on. Lots of zones, but no tops. Boulder 3 had a complicated opening section of moves. It was set as a 180-degree spin, but athletes tried to break the beater with a jump. We saw a few tops here, but Japan's Meiichi Narasaki was particularly impressive.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look. I don't think so. Oh, now Meiichi making it look he's taller and is more awkward, but
I wonder if he's just going to try to span over
I
there.
think he is. Yeah, he's doing it right. This is the intended beater.
Oh, kind of. We'll see.
He's doing it very statically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And look how much easier it is.
And the crowd goes wild because it looks amazing.
But when he left the stage after the observation, he was doing that spin.
Yeah,
That's why I
it's
was
interesting that
amazed.
no one else tried it.
No.
Though he did look tall enough that he was able to almost reach his foot over there statically. And then this move also, it looks like you can just, you can just look over and place the foot. Oh, so precisely.
He's got a toe on now. He's just got to rock and commit. Hits the left hand, brings the right in,
Wow.
and a flash.
That was beautiful.
It all came down to the final climb, which had more powerful moves on pockets this time. It was Serato and Raku from Japan who needed something special, and boy, did he deliver.
Each other off.
It's interesting.
Well,
isn't it?
not so
the
secretly.
coaches will be very neutral.
You mean the coaches won't favor any in
Yeah,
particular?
well, they
they
said-
have to. Yeah, they can't favor any athletes.
I think generally they're pretty psyched on everyone else doing well, especially at this level. They're all not really vying for places.
Yeah.
Look at this for
Wow.
Serato. Stops against Wild.
Wow. On the no-tex, just.
And it didn't pop the foot this time. He
Wow.
stops again.
Wow.
That is possibly the win there for Serato.
And the audience is going crazy.
So Jakob Schubert takes the bronze medal, Meiichi Narasaki claims silver, and it was an emotional Serato and Raku who took gold. So with the men's boulder competition finished, it was time for the speed athletes to perform. And as darkness started to descend over the TC, some of the quickest athletes in the world took up their positions. Let's start with the women's small final, where the race for bronze was between Li Deng and Natalia Kaluchka.
Well, at the moment, Li Deng slightly ahead, faster at the bottom. Natalia starting to reel her in, though, now as we approach the top. Final couple of moves. Who's it going to be? It is Li Deng who takes third place and a medal. So drastically different beaters making a difference.
She got a little bit, Lijon got a little bit caught up after the dyno. She started slowing down, and then you get one window of opportunity, you start trying to take it, but it wasn't enough.
Gold medal race time. Home favourite Emma Hunt versus Alexandra Kaluchka.
Wait for these buzzers. Well, it's clean. We got our hope. Who's going to take it? No, Alexandra Kaluchka with a massive slip down low. Emma Hunt is going to take a gold medal. Ah, fantastic for Emma.
Her first win, that is incredible, incredible. Emma Hunt, this is your first World Cup victory. I'm so proud of you. What are your immediate thoughts after the competition?
I'm just so excited. It's kind of like second home, so kind of home turfy win, and I got to do it with Sammy, so I'm so excited.
Time to look at the men's races. And it was world champ Matteo Zaloni up against an underdog in Kevin Amon.
But he's up against one of the very best in Matteo Zaloni. They flick off the starting pad as we go through, and it is Matteo Zaloni in the lead at the moment, but a huge slip means Kevin Amon is going to walk away with a medal.
The Austrians in Salt Lake City.
And finally, last race, world record holder Sam Watson faced teammate Noah Bracci for gold.
Noah with a huge breathe out of air as he approaches, pumping his body up, ready for this. He'll go left, Sam will go direct. It's clean off the starting block. Sam Watson a little bit ahead. Noah, though, is trying to hold on, but Sam is going to take this in a 4.89 is a fast time. Sam Watson with the gold medal.
The irony is it ended up being a similar result where Noah slipped and Pan Am's, and wow, that was an incredible race. I'm so proud of Sam. Well, Sam Watson, this is your second World Cup victory. I'm sure you're very excited. What are your immediate thoughts after the competition?
I am super happy to be here in front of my newly home turf. Moved to Mill Creek about 10 days ago, which is in Salt Lake City, Utah. Absolutely so excited to share this moment with Noah Bracci and Emma Hunt. Emma, her first World Cup win, and super happy for her. She trained super hard. Will be an Olympian in Paris 2024. Had some great times on the wall, raced some Paris Olympians, and I am super excited for my progress and our progress.